You don't know what you don't know, and you're walking into something where some of your familiar assumptions you've held all your life might not be valid anymore. Tell us about your experience doing that in Colorado, guys. Now you're in a new place, running this business. You've just raised money. You've moved country. What are some of the challenges you faced there?
Wow, where do I start? When you uproot yourself when you're in your mid 40s and move to a different country with the task of starting from scratch, from the ground. Um, it is an exceptionally humbling experience. Um, it's definitely the hardest thing that I've tackled in my career and personal life thus far. For very many reasons, when we hit the ground in the US, we quickly realized that what we've been selling in South Africa, in Europe, and Australia won't sell in the US for the reasons of a different economy, a very mature internet infrastructure. For example, a lot of the stuff we built was for intermediaries. An intermediary is a big thing in South African financial services where you talk to a broker, right? Now, the US don't really have that structure because everything is online. It's internet. You do everything online. Now you can go to these big investment houses and you get a private investor and stuff like that. But generally speaking, you don't talk to an intermediary. You talk to the principal, like Old Mutual, like AJ as mentioned. And so what we built up couldn't be sold because nobody wanted it. So we had to find a new industry that needed what we want, what we give. And secondly, I didn't have a network. In South Africa, when I wanted to sell something and I wanted to get into that company, I can pick up a phone and say, "Can you please introduce me there?" I wish I had AJ in those days. It sounds like he can get you in anywhere. But maybe I'll still give you a call after this. But you know, the thing is now you don't have that, right? So how do you approach this now? Because you're nothing. You're from where? South Africa. A lot of people didn't even heard of it, or certainly don't care. So you have to now start learning how to go from scratch, from ground level, how to position yourself, how to find value, how to sell. And the one thing I learned very early on is that people there bought from me as opposed to from the company. So and I use that to my advantage. They work with you, they trust you, so they're going to give you the business. And later on, we had to find a recipe where, the company, the technology comes out and you give it to other salespeople and they go out to sell it. But the initial stuff is all about the individual. It's all about the rapport that you can build with person on the other side, that you can understand their challenges and that you can offer them what they need on a personal level, and then you can scale it from there. And I think for startups, for anybody wanting to go to a different country, etc., if you're successful in your own right where you come from, sometimes you tend to be very self-confident. Maybe you have a bit of an ego, etc., etc. But if you let those things stand in your way of conquering the new world, you're missing an opportunity. My advice is, be quiet, try and be, try and have humility, be humble, ask a ton of questions. And you'll be amazed how quickly you learn what this new world wants from you and is willing to give you in return, and and build from there. It's hard. It's so hard. I had many days when I woke up in the morning and I go, "What have I done?" It's just and then you speak to your founding partner, or you speak to your wife, and you get a little bit of energy again, and you try again and you try again, and then you get a bit of success, and then you move forward. Will I do it again? I'll have a few more questions before I do it, but I will do it differently sometimes, but I'll do it again for sure.